Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and take a look here first off at this freeze watch that's in play for tomorrow night. As we look up toward the north, you can see here we are going to be seeing some cooler temperatures coming into the picture versus what we're going to get into tonight. So this freeze watch in play up toward Waycross, up toward Pearson, Douglas, here in our viewing area, Nahunta as well. So just something to kind of keep an eye on here, as we're going to have temperatures maybe as low as about 30 degrees in towards some of these areas, especially as we get further north. But we do have to keep an eye even to the south for some frost to develop here as well, depending on how much the winds die down. That'll kind of play a big role in that, as it's been kind of windy around, breezy at least here in some more areas. So just bear that in mind. Frost could be a threat here as we look ahead. I know this will be my only update here of the week, so just kind of wanted to make sure we lay out everything for you here. So I might be on for a little bit here, just kind of giving you guys the latest on the weather situation as we do look here ahead at some different things in the weather picture. So again, we're looking right now at a frost potential as we do look ahead here in toward the timeline for sure. This is something to kind of monitor here as we look ahead as we continue to watch things here. So I'll go ahead now and see where we want to go with this. I think we'll take you on over toward our dear Earth computer now. So here's a viewpoint of some of these current temperatures here across the region right now, and see what's happening here with these readings toward the upper 50s, lower 60s. But these are going to continue to drop here as we get later on in toward the evening hours. So definitely something to take into consideration here as we look ahead in toward tomorrow. I know it's going to be chilly. I mean, these are about the temperatures we're going to get in toward the afternoon here around our area. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be cool out there for sure, as we are watching our weather situation across North Florida and South Georgia. Unseasonably cool, as you'll see here with our averages in just a moment, kind of comparing those, contrasting those to see exactly what to anticipate. Let's go ahead now and pop on up here some different things that we have in the weather center right now with a look here at some of our cameras. You'll see what's going on here towards Cedar Key. I'll start off with this one first here in Levy County. You don't see the moon necessarily on the side. I know we had that lunar eclipse, but it was hard to see for many of us here across our area as we were looking back here. So just kind of giving you that viewpoint right now of what is happening, though. It does look pretty tranquil out there. I know we had that fog around this morning, not expecting fog tomorrow morning here, so that's some good news for sure. I know we also had some of that shower action and a couple 100s there on my rain gauge measured towards dark. So definitely interesting in terms of that. As we go ahead and put our temperature map back on here once again, I'm going to go ahead and pop up our camera out toward Tallahassee. I know the Seminole football team getting another win. They're up at Boston College. As we look there right now, you can see what's going on here with this shot. Definitely interesting here, to say the least, with some of this cloud cover here in that picture. But overall, it's pretty nice. But I know folks wanting to head home for that Thanksgiving break at different campuses. Some people may be headed toward Gainesville for that big game on Saturday, and we'll have that forecast for you here in just a few minutes. I know University of Florida, their coach no longer employed by them, so that's kind of a big storyline there. Interim coach in play for that contest, Greg Knox, so he'll be taking on, of course, a Mike Norvell for the Seminoles. So just something to kind of monitor, something to watch here as we look ahead. Big game, because it will determine who gets bowl eligible. One team will reach that 6th win and the other won't here, so definitely kind of intriguing there. But I also have some other topics to get to now here on this Monday. Again, going to be off the rest of the week. We'll be back next Monday, kind of getting into a holiday type schedule here as we do want to look back in weather history. I know I've talked about it quite a bit, but I want to pull this interesting look back here at one of the statements from the Weather Service up here back in 1985. I actually have this unique look that we can go ahead and take on our graphic system right now. You can see here 36 years ago, National Weather Service Tallahassee this morning sent out this statement about the storm being centered over south central Georgia. Hurricane Kate, a storm that was really impactful and very unusual for this part of the country, having that impact here It was moving east-northeast at 15 to 20 with the highest winds remaining near 75 and squalls. Definitely had that storm surge potential, but it receded, and the damage was a little bit worse maybe than it even thought at this point. They're talking about the power maybe being restored on daybreak, but we had people without power for a week. I mean, similar, if not in quite a few cases, honestly, worse than what happened during Hermine in 2016 even. So definitely an impactful storm. Just kind of wanted to give you a unique look there with this statement from the National Weather Service Tallahassee coming from the Iowa Environmental Mesonet. Now let's go ahead and pull up the tracks here of some of our different storms going back to 1950. You can see here some different scenarios have transpired here that are pretty intriguing. You can see, though, about the closest one and the most impactful one for Tallahassee would have been Kate, with them being closest to that eastern side of the storm here. I know Michael's so much stronger, but the catastrophic impacts and the severe impacts there were off toward the West Gaston County. Of course, so many trees down there. You can see that from Interstate 10 in Leon County. A lot of issues similar to Hermine, though, just based on the overall scope and the winds. But Kate a little bit worse, of course, as we talked about here. Kate, one of those 6 hurricanes, but a very unusual situation that happened in November. As we look at that climatology, that was in late November, really around Thanksgiving. You can see that's very unusual even to have storms out there this time of year. And not seeing anything like that right now as we've gone ahead and crossed off all the names here on the list, folks. So that's some good news as we go now over toward the next 7 days with the rainfall forecast. You can see with this cloudweather.com/radar. Of course, if anything pops up, you can go there. Could have a little bit of sour accent around, maybe some coastal influence there. With some shower accent toward the first coast or southeast Georgia, but really a chance is pretty low. Maybe some here or there passing showers. We'll see you in that extended forecast in a moment. But here's that college football forecast. Now you can see noon on Saturday on ESPN and the SEC Network. Florida State's 5-6, the Gators 5-6. So for all the marbles here, folks, hopefully my Seminoles can get it done and get the bowl eligibility. Mid-60s, just a 5% chance of rain. It's going to be pretty sunny, it looks like, at this point, but it will be kind of cool out there. As we go on over to the 7-day, we'll go ahead and show you what we're anticipating with that here in just a moment, I think. So we're going to go ahead and actually, that's the wrong look at that. So let me go ahead and take that away there. I was kind of pulling up some odd information. So let me go ahead and move away from the graphics for just a moment here. I know we're continuing to watch some different things here in the Weather Center for sure as we do look ahead into the timeline. I was pulling some old information in there, so let me kind of fix that for you guys real quick here. It looks like it didn't update some of the numbers, but I have my notes right here, and since I'm off camera, I can actually make these changes here pretty quickly. So just bear with me as we do this. I know it's going to be kind of intriguing, though. Pretty tranquil forecast for sure as we do look ahead in toward the timeline here. Definitely kind of seeing here that viewpoint of our local area right now. It looks pretty nice out there for sure. Definitely wanting to enjoy things here during this holiday period. Spend time with your families best you can, of course, with everything still going on with the coronavirus. But just try to enjoy things the best you can here. I know last year more concern was around at that point, as I'm just kind of looking at some of my notes here. Trying to get some different numbers updated here. I know all sorts of college football going on. Of course, Ohio State going up to Michigan. That's a big game. Alabama taking on Auburn there as well. Some big rivalry games. Georgia should be Georgia Tech pretty easy there in Atlanta. So just kind of giving you guys a rundown of some of those here for sure as we are looking ahead here in toward the timeline. So definitely continuing to monitor things here with the weather picture, with the weather scenario at large. So we'll be here, of course, if there's any severe weather that breaks. We've been doing it for the last couple of years. Every tornado warning that's impacted our area here, we've been on for here in the Weather Center on all of our different platforms of more recent times here, in those more recent times, I should say, because of course, being able to have that ability to stream to all the different platforms, very important, very valuable here in what happens. So we can give you that very latest information here as we continue to watch things in the Weather Center. It's just a one-man band here, folks. So Definitely just trying to make sure you guys know exactly what's happening. I think we have the right graphic in there now, so I'm going to go ahead and punch on up that 7-day forecast. This is the right one, folks, with the updated information. So you see 60 degrees here on Tuesday, 65 on Wednesday, bouncing on up toward Thanksgiving there, folks, 72 degrees. Going back down toward Friday at 70. Just a little bit of a change there. You see that was some colder air coming in, depending on how you want to characterize that there on your Saturday at 66 degrees, 38 in the morning. You see 35 Wednesday, again, maybe some frost coming in towards some of those Florida counties here. So just keep that in mind. Breezy conditions could limit that to an extent, but that'll also make the wind chill values even lower out there. So, of course, in a very important forecast as we are looking ahead here in toward the timeline. Again, you see things bounce up, bounce back down some, but the coldest temperatures here of the season locally in the morning hours look to be Wednesday morning. I know we had those 40s in the afternoon toward the first coast, southeast Georgia, with the nor'easter back there in early November. But now seeing a situation here where things are definitely going to feel cold for that holiday season around here. So I think that pretty much does it here on this Monday. I apologize for some technical difficulties. It looks like we've had some frame droppage issues here today. I know our graphic system not updating things here with that 7-day for some reason, but again, I see the temperatures generally below average here, so definitely feeling like Thanksgiving, getting ready for Christmas, of course, here just a little over a month away. So just continuing to monitor things and nothing to worry about really in terms of the weather over the next 7 days. If something changes, we'll let you know, but I think that pretty much does it here for this Monday. Again, I'll be back next Monday. I know some basketball games going on. Florida State taking on Missouri tonight in Jacksonville, so conditions going out to that, so it'd be pretty nice. I know some different games, or the consolation game ahead of that one there in Duval County. Just nice weather to kind of enjoy as you're headed on out. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Go Noles here as we look ahead toward that important contest on Saturday as they take on the Florida Gators, a big rivalry game happening down there in Gainesville, Florida. Have a great night. Again, happy Thanksgiving.